They're not if you do.
Okay, well that's good.
I
I mean, it's nice to have that effect. To, if I have to discard, I don't have to do it no more.
Mic off.
If he didn't have that, I still like the way it looked. I still like the fact that I can just copy someone else's power at any point in time. Anyone. It doesn't matter if it's an ally or a personality, a normal MP. I can just take their power, including my own.
On.
If there was another, let's say I bring out an ally, I'm just spitballing and say bring out Deborah for whatever reason. Not Deborah. Yakon. I can use Yakon's power. What I probably not. Being able to use someone else's power is pretty powerful.
Yeah, a lot of people are really interested in playing ally decks with that level 1, or at least playing blue with allies for it, but
I almost feel like you need to like make sure you have something that you want to use. Because otherwise you're like, all right, well, does my opponent's MP have a power that's helping me? And if no, then you're like, okay, well, my MP is not helping me either then.
Yeah, I see where that is. I'm not gonna lie, that's one thought that passed my mind is, well, what if I'm facing someone with MP? It doesn't really help progress mine. So yeah, allies in there would help. I mean, what allies would they be? What big allies?
Well, if you're trying to level, fucking Jace.
There's Bobby the ally from set 10. Raise your anger 1, gain 3 stages.
Yeah, and you can use that twice because you can use that power if you're a Majin regardless of your stages. So you get some stages and some anger twice per combat. That's not bad. It's not great, but not bad. If you do Jace, though, you perform a copied attack that raises your anger 1, and then Jace raises your anger 1.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. If you're trying to level.
Oh. I like it. It's a good level 1.
I don't really have any interest in using it, but I do agree that it's a good level 1.
I don't think you're going to be on level. I think the idea that if you're playing copies attacks, you're playing any sort of other anger game, you probably won't be on level 1 for too long. I think that's kind of nice that you had the ability to kind of get off level 1, but you still have a viable level 1 time. It's not like, oh, get off this level 1, like Garlic Jr. level 1, right? You have Garlic Jr. If he can't gain anger, what fucking good is he? Like what? Oh, this is all he does. So
Josh, what do you think? I think there's going to be decks that want to run the old one. There's going to be decks that want to run this one, so...
My big complaint is that this new stack doesn't work super well with Candy Beam or the treats.
Well,
and that's my favorite thing about Boo.
Let's go to level 2 right now. I mean, level 2 and 4 both search them.
Yeah, they'll tutor one thing, but you don't start the game with them banished, so they're in your deck, so you can't really rely on Candy Beam, because you're going to see Candy Beam and they're going to be in your deck, and you can't tutor them from your deck, so Candy Beam's playing.
Mic off.
And if you hit 2, okay, you pulled one of them out, and you can use it once, and then that's it.
Yeah, but then you got Candy Beam. That level 1 should be giving you at least a little bit of anger.
Yeah, okay, so then you have Candy Beam, and it's one type of board hate instead of all types of board hate.
I mean, I think they needed to incentivize still using the old stack, though. And that's what the old stack is for. It's better if you're trying to use Candy Beam.
Why aren't you? You're fucking Boo. Actually, Josh doesn't run Candy Beam.
I'm not saying you need to run... I'm not going to argue for or against running Candy Beam. It's obviously one of the reasons why you'd run him, but it's just you don't need to rely on it. And I never even liked relying on it either, when I would play Boo, so... This level 2, though, when you reach it, you search your life stack banish zone for a named setup or drill and place to play. And then your power is physical attack for 5 life cards. If your opponent has used a non-constant personality power this turn, raise your anger 2 levels, and it's considered copied. Josh, you got any headphones, or can you move it so we're not getting feedback? Thanks, Josh. Just muted himself. I think this level 2 is really good. People are saying oh, it's not as good as the other one. They're different. This one automatically giving you 2 anger a lot of the time when you hit it is huge.
Well, that's if your opponent lets you.
Well, if they use the power.
Yeah, and they can just not do that.
Yeah, but like, there's plenty of times where you're gonna chain from 1 to 2, and they're gonna use the power, or it kind of has a future go-on effect.
There's gonna be
like,
1 of times per game.
Plenty of times.
One of times per game.
Okay, well, I shouldn't say plenty of times, but there's all you needed to go off is like once or twice, and you can level. It's 2 anger, like it's almost half the level.
Yeah, if they let you. I don't like this level at all. I think it's just bad. It's like Future Gohan 2, but bad.
It's not as good as Future Gohan 2, but I think it's pretty useful. And not to mention, you get
the
absorption
best thing
drill
that you can
when you
hope
level
for
to
with
air.
this level is that you get a stalemate where
off.
neither of you get to use your power. That's the best
Mic
you can
on.
hope for.
I mean, it's not 100% gonna go off every time, but most time that I've seen it used, and most time I can think of, like, you're gonna generally get the 2 anger from it. And not to mention, getting to grab absorption drill when you hit this level is huge.
I do think it's good that you can grab the new drill.
You can even grab the setups, so now you could potentially get 3 anger if the setup.
Yeah,
you
but
grab
you're
is
probably
the
not
anger
running.
one. I'm just saying.
You're
there's
not
the-
running those.
I still would. Why wouldn't you? You get to tutor them for free on.
I already went through that one. I already went through why you wouldn't.
Just because you can't candy beat them doesn't mean that you don't run them. You just draw into them and play them.
And I think that's significantly worse.
Just depends on how you're built. That's the way.
And
That's the way I
if you're
look
not
at
running
it.
Candy Beam, they're 1 use each. Like that's it. You did it. You use them once each, and they're gone forever.
You can still run candy beam.
But then it's inconsistent, and you risk having a blank name card that you draw into.
Moving on.
No, I mean you're right. I'm just saying that you don't even have to run 3 candy beam. You could run 2 candy beam, and you can just, if you're drawing on your
The
turn,
problem
pass.
still stands, though.
Yeah,
like, yes, you don't have to run 3, but
yeah, it's potentially blank, but
I don't have to
you can
run style
also
cards.
you can always just take them. If you ultimately take them as damage, you instantly banish them because they have 0 endurance. So I'm not saying it's consistent, but it's still something you can do.
Let's go to the next level. This level, like 3 and 4, are just the boss.
yeah, let's talk about the good levels.
Let's talk about the good levels. Let's talk about the
Yeah,
unleashed
right.
levels you're getting to, because you're not gonna anger with this guy. You're just gonna go straight up there.
Mic off.
So
Mic
level
on.
3, use when an effect requires you to discard a card from your hand, reveal that card instead. Instant power. And then power, banish a styled attack card. Sorry, banish a styled attack from your discard pile, perform a copy of that attack.
So good.
It's good. First thing I think of is anger, or like black doing deburst and like energy web on repeat.
I like the idea of being able to take a card. Okay, I'm gonna see. I have this energy attack, or I have this physical for life. Or like what you would do with blue decap, right? You usually hit blue slash. I'm gonna copy blue slash.
No.
I want to do more damage in the long run.
Having a universal blue slash is good for sure.
I mean, this is a decap at all times for any attack, which is very powerful in that of itself. I mean, decap shined a lot because of its ability to take out slashes and head knocks, all those good cards. Now you have it on an MP. You have literally a once per turn ability to do so. Blue Betrayal. I need to clear out that board. So
Yeah, I think this level is super cool. I don't have much else to say about it. I just think
level
it's really
4
cool.
just makes it even better. It just touches up even further on its ability and makes it even more stupid, so to speak. Not broken, but stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just talk about the level 4 is almost the same thing,
but way better.
But way better.
It's like take the level 3 and then just jack it up like crazy.
10.
Oh,
Bring
hey,
it up to 10.
I have the old image here for that level. I gotta put the. Oops. Oh my god.
Oh, I have to look at that actually. Did they change the 4 at all?
Yeah, they changed the 4 to it.
I know they made it an instant and made a draw card, but
yeah.
Nope, they didn't change the power. It's still any attack. It's still from any player's discard pile.
Yep.
Like that's so strong.
That is so
good.
Oh
no, but they changed it from an instant to a lightning.
Yeah, we know that.
It was but they also made a draw card now. So
yeah, so I gotta bring that one up.
I think that's ultimately like
the
better.
Dropbox didn't have it updated.
This is so good. I love it. I love the fact that you can take anyone's fucking attack and use it. Like,
yeah, this level is fucking cool.
Let me go ahead and use your sin joke. Let me go ahead and use your named attack. Let me go ahead and just smack you with something good. It's just,
is that a sin choke in your discard pile? Let me just throw that at you.
Yeah, or my own discard pile. And now I'm gonna tie.
Yeah, right?
I know we're not gonna kind of go into the style attacks or style cards yet, but I kind of want to bring it up because it's just that I love this card, and I hate that it's in blue only, but I love this card. I wish it was a non-style. I really wish this was non-style. The blue energy push. It was 1 for 4. Raise your anger 1. You name a card, search your life deck for a copy of that card, and destroy it. If you do, search your opponent's life deck for a card and destroy it. I love it. I love that card so much. I think it's super good because in Boo, in this case, you get to see what card. Oh, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go through my deck. I'm going to knock out whatever card. And then I'm going to go through your life deck to see what I want knocked out so I can use it. You do have a Sin Choke. Let me use that. Oh, you have Dragon Balls. Let me take your Optic Blast. Let me just go ahead and just use what I need right now to
That card's definitely going to... The fact that it's got Copy in it, Mimicry shuffling it back in, it gives a little bit of anger. That's going to be a Mimicry staple, I think.
Like, I hate the idea that Boo is kind of like in that blue, and I'm okay with it, but...
And yeah, Boo looks like... Boo will have more, like, playability. It'll be easier for him to put whatever he wants into Mimicry.
You don't have to put him in Mimicry, though. I think he'd be good and like, resourceful. I think resourceful might help him a little bit.
Conflict, even. Free 6 stages or anger.
Black would be great for him as well because the ability to go to their deck and destroy
all the blue masteries work really good with him. And again, it goes back to like wanting allies for his level 1. Like blue style has multiple 3 discard effect masteries on top of Mimicry.
But why conflict? I mean, you don't really get that.
Just the discard effect, so you get something. That way, you have some use for that reveal effect.
Is it conflict if you do though?
I don't think so.
I don't remember conflict at all. Like I just want card.
I think the conflict
you discard a card if it was styled. Oh no, wait a minute, it doesn't. Damn.
No, but what it is, it doesn't check to see if it was discarded. It just checks to see if the card was styled. So like if you reveal a styled card instead, that card was still styled.
Okay.
Speaking
of which,
I remember that being in the FAQ.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Vegito, when we get to conflict Vegito, it's gonna be looking good. But yeah, like they changed the Boo 4 from a constant to an instant. When in effect requires you to discard a card from your hand, reveal that card instead to draw a card. Better, like getting a card draw is amazing. Then power banish attack card from a player's pile to perform a copy. On top of when you hit this level, you get to search for a named driller setup. So really good level. Like his 3 and 4 are for sure the really interesting ones. I still think this 2 is better than people give it credit for. And the level 1 is, I think, really solid too. Definitely the level 1s are the level 1 and 2. I think where people are going to really be changing up. Even 3, like the 1 through 3, I think people are going to be running different levels between decks. But the 4, I think the Gohan absorbed. This new one is better than the old 4. For the most part, but the old 4 has like the rejuve theme going for it still. You can rejuve like 15 up potentially. With the level 4. I think 20. Does it count name? Does it say name cards in play, or does it say name setups in play, Ryan? The old 4.
What?
The old Boo 4, does it say named cards in play you destroy, or does it say named setups?
I think it says named cards, but
everyone knows that Josh is gone, right?
Josh
muted himself
to bring it up and say farewell.
Oh, did
he think he just got sick of our shit?
Yeah. He straight up left.
Oh, rip Josh. We've also been in here for a while.
It's only named setups on the 4.
Ah, bummer. Well, either way, I think most of the time people are going to pick this 4 though. It's a good stack overall. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, honestly. I think it's a pretty solid stack.
I think I'd say 7 just because I think the 2 holds it back a lot. Although you can always run the old 2, which is fucking fantastic. So I think I would always run the old 2 over the new 2 because that's just like constant pure value for you. With lots of rejuve, you can shuffle your deck with it.
What do you
to get all those cards you rejuve back in. It can also boost you up to level 2 anger. If you want to camp, you can just rejuvenate with it.
Yeah. What do you think, Nick?
I like Boo. I like both. Like I said, in my mind, my idea would be, I thought about playing him in resourceful. Get those auto levelers in there, get him up there and stats. I mean, his level 1, his level 2, and his level 3 all with that discard effect work with the mastery. If you want to just you want to reveal a block or whatever, because you just want to hit him with a 3-stage attack, so be it. You can, because he just reveals it. If you happen to have a setup or drill, obviously you want to discard that and put it in play. But it has that option, that versatility to say, oh well, this combat I didn't get a setup or drill with an attack in my hand, but I still want to use my mastery. I can with his ability.
Yeah. 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. What are you thinking?
Oh, give him 4 out of 5, Mez.
All right, fair enough. So we'll move on to the next stack. Gohan. I like this stack a lot. I think he got unnecessarily nerfed on 2. The 1 I can kind of understand, but the 2...
What did he used to do?
So we'll start as level 1. It's an instant power. Use after you rejuvenate during combat. Raise your anger 1. That used to be a constant. I don't think that was 2 OP. And then physical attack. Raise your anger 1.
It used to be a constant?
It used to be a constant. It's like...
It used to have knowledge mastery on him? How is that not OP?
Piccolo level 1 has it, and Piccolo 1 whenever Piccolo gains stages outside of combat, he gets an anger.
Piccolo level 1 can't trigger it himself.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
That's a big difference.
That's a pretty big difference.
That is a huge difference. And that's not to mention, Gohan has Saiyan and Earthling trait to help him out with certain things too. So the more traits you have, the more powerful that effect becomes.
I don't.
He has suppressive strike.
There's enough cards.
Suppressive strike.
There's enough cards that have come out that like specifically limit Gohan because he has so many traits, whereas Piccolo's got multiple cards that give him more effects because he's only got 2 traits.
Yep, and guess what?
He's only got 1 trait, but yeah.
Better.
Oh yeah, sorry, he has the 1 trait. I'm thinking Kami has the 2 traits. It's the fact is there's a lot of cards that have come out that give 2 traits or less for Namekian that are there to buff pretty much Piccolo, Kami. Mostly.
Yeah, they're basically, hey, this is a good card. Cell and Gohan, don't bother.
Yeah. I'm fine with him losing the constant, but what really hurt me was his level 2. But we'll finish off level 1. It's a physical attack, raise your anger 1, and then search your disco power for a styled card and rejuvenate it. 4 stages. I think this is totally fine. Perfect card. I compare
That's 2 anger, which is level 1.
Yeah, well, 13 can get like 3-4 anger at this level 1.
Does his PUR stay the same?
His PR is still 3.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. Like
Yeah.
Typically, you have an MP with a high AT like this, they're gonna have the like 2, 3, 4, 5 PUR, but not Gohan.
Yeah, he's got 3, 4, 5.
He's got 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got crazy high PUR for his crazy high AT.
Yeah, that is one thing. He has great AT, and he doesn't have a lot of name support in Namekian.
Well, he loses attacks after his level 2, so bear that in mind. So it's not in the static stages.
Not if you run Awakening 3, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So his high PUR is good, but he does physical attacks for stages. So you're kind of and his modifier doesn't even affect himself. It's only affecting your style.
Yeah, I mean the attacks on his stack don't use the AT anyway.
Yeah,
but it's just like he's got really high AT, so
I like that his attacks are flat stages. They keep it balanced. They keep him always swinging hard.
Yeah, like I can't get too overly powered, but here's an attack.
Yeah,
it does decent damage at all times.
But it's also like, oh, you have me at 0. Well, this is still gonna hit for 6.
Yeah, exactly. I really like this level 1 though. The selective rejuve is really strong. That's all I gotta say. It's good in so many things.
I like that level a lot. I actually like the change to level 2.
That's because you fucking.
Because I hate skips.
You're biased against skips. They didn't give him.
I very much am. Fuck skips. I want to play the game. I don't want to watch you play.
Yeah, skip. I didn't know you had skip.
They didn't put a good enough. So we'll get to 2. So level 2, Gohan Mystic. Your style attacks to +1, stages damage. Instant power. Use after rejuvenate during combat. Gain 4 stages. Power physical attack. Rejuvenate 2. Raise your anger 1. Damage 6 stages. Originally, he used to have an instant that said to use after you rejuvenate, your opponent skips their next action instead of the gain 4. I don't think the gain 4 was an equal trade. I don't think the gain 4 does like shit, to be completely honest. It barely does anything, and most time it does nothing.
Depends on the matchup.
That gain 4 would make sense if he had like an energy attack on, but he doesn't.
It's so out of place. Like, I understand the skip was out of place in a sense, but it synergized with like Saiyan Oppressive, which was at least neat. But this gain 4 stages does like synergizes with nothing in the game, other than just gives you 4 stages. I mean,
it does depend on what you're playing against. That could be pretty clutch.
I understand that like his level 4 has stage gain, but even then at level 4 is like just kind of generic effect.
Yeah, it's good. It's nothing. It's nothing amazing.
Why didn't his level 4? I'll wait for his level 4. I'll wait.
Yeah,
For
so I just think his level 2 didn't need to get nerfed.
I don't even know what it
you
was.
could get a full uninteracted level with the level 2 the way it was in Knowledge. You're just like, oh, I'm going to rejuvenate, race Manger 2, you skip, and then I play right throw and level, and there's nothing you can do about it, unless you're playing Orange and have meditation.
GG's.
Yeah, oppressive and knowledge. I'd even say Ascension. It was all possible to just get a full level.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about Ascension. Yeah, like that's pretty gross. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like an uninteractive gameplay. I don't want to watch you play solitaire. I want to play the fucking game.
I still don't think... I'm still in the camp that I don't think it was that bad, but that's me. And that's playing with him at like...
I agree
played like 5
that the
games
game 4 was not a good replacement for it.
Yeah.
It's like very lackluster now, but I am glad to see the skip is gone.
I just wish it was a better effect. I'm fine with the skipping. I wish it was a better effect than Gain 4 stages. I think that was a little too much. But it is nice that it's anybody gains 4, so like anybody running Gohan with friends.
Oh yeah, Gohan's still real good with allies.
You know, again, Gohan's got so much ally support that like, which is going to be a question.
That's something I didn't even really think about with this stack is he still has all that ally support.
Brohan, baby.
But they don't. None of those cards. Like this entire first 2 levels here is meant to gain anger and level and like rejuve.
Yeah, that's fine. You can still run the allies and
yeah,
like
I'm just saying
OP attack, confident burst, and
allies. If you're gonna run ally Gohan, you're probably running like Vengeance level 1 and probably Awakening level 2 because those are just too good.
Exactly.
I mean, but you don't have to do that.
You don't.
Having 2 blocks on board is pretty good, regardless of what your strategy is.
But all the cards that grab allies don't give any. Well, other than Reinforced Charge, which I was running, none of the cards give you anger or really play into the physical beats plan. So that's the only issue. Is like you're just running cards that don't really synergize with the
I still think Confident Burst is worth it.
It
2
is.
allies
It
full
is.
stages.
It isn't. It's very, very strong.
Oh, I love Confident Burst.
So that'll be something to consider when you're building the stack, is if you're going to run allies or not in your deck. And his stack.
I don't think every Gohan deck is going to want to run allies, but like it was just something I hadn't really considered. Like, yeah, those allies still work with this really strong stack.
In like Namekian and Gohan, there's like almost no reason. It's really hard to justify not, even with Future Gohan. Like with all that.
Yeah, I agree.
With like Confident Burst and Flinch being things, like it's really hard not to.
I miss pre-nerf Flinch.
Pre-nerf who?
Flinch. Namekian Flinch.
Oh, Flinch. I don't.
Fucking made physical decks impossible to play. So we'll jump on the level 3 now. Your style attack's the +1/+1, so we're keeping the modifier. I could care less about his modifier. I don't even think he needed the mod on 2 or 3. Like they don't really do anything.
I'm kind of sick of mods on MPs in general.
I would prefer them to not be
all mods. Not all MPs. You know what I want? I want more neg mods. I want more of those, not plus mods. I want more.
I hate those too, but like, yeah, they like I don't know. I'm just kind of sick of seeing mods on MPs. I think I got sick of that around Draku, and now it's just never going to go away. And I have accepted that, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, I would have preferred like a better instant power, no mod on 2 and 3 here. I would have like maybe a different constant. I would have preferred a different constant than a +1.
Yeah.
But
this power though, I think is really cool.
Yeah, so this is kind of, again, this whole theme of this set that we've seen between the MPs and Masteries, playing a pile. You choose power for Gohan 3 is you choose 3 styled cards, up to 3 styled cards from your pile. Your opponent chooses one of them, that goes in your hand, the rest get rejuved. So this card, I mean, this level 1 is a +1. It's a way, honestly, I think this is like an arguably, it's arguably like weaker than Draku and Majin Vegeta, because you're getting less raw actions out of it. And you're getting less like raw value, consistent value, and it's super interruptible by your opponent. But what is good is you get to cherry pick any styled card you want, potentially. So I still put it weaker than Draku and Vegeta 3, but it's got a little bit more versatility.
I think it's a little better than Vegeta 3. Well, it depends on like Vegeta 3 is more matchup dependent. But Draku 3 is hard to compete with.
Even without even if your opponent's not running board, like you get to set it up by gaining anger, and you get to kill your opponent's pile simultaneously, and you get a modifier. Like Gohan's modifier gets a modifier, but it's arguably weaker because it's not.
I mean, I don't think I'd call it weaker.
It's not dedicated
1-1.
It's not dedicated in one direction though.
Doesn't need to be.
I think it. Unless they're at 0, it
I
needs to
think
be.
if you're going stage beats, adding a life card and everything is like pretty
damage.
huge. But if you're going energy beats, adding a stage to anything is really lackluster.
He's got a point there. Because what happens with when you start doing stage damage,
See,
eventually it
that's-
becomes life card, but not the other way
And
around.
that's the thing. Like when I was looking at the stack, I compared it a lot to like Majin Vegeta because it's comparable. Like you get a 4-stage physical, you get a 6-stage physical. Both the levels give anger. Both the levels play with pile. Both the level 3s play with pile. He has modifiers,
In
but
very
like,
different ways, though.
well, yes, they are. They're meant to be different.
They're playing a very different game.
Vegeta's meant to be robbing discard resource, where Gohan's trying to play with discard resource. I still think Vegeta's without. I'm talking in a purely NP sense, not even name card sense. Like Gohan still is the weaker one.
I think that kind of depends. I like this level 3 better. I like Vegeta's level 2 better. Like there's trade-offs here and there.
I think this level 3 is cool. It's cool, and it's got obvious synergy with imposing, where it's a +2 to your hand. But
Yeah,
it's a
and
potential
I
+2. Depends on what you pick. You have to pick.
I like the way you can work with it. You're like, all right, I really need this card, so I'm only going to pick one card. Or you can be like, well, I don't really care which of these cards I get, and I want to put more cards in my deck. Like I like that you have that flexibility.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I still think Awakening, with how now that it's been nerfed a little bit. I mean, that level. Here's the thing: that level 2. What people were really complaining about the level 2 was that you just immediately got to get to level 3, and yeah, now you don't have to skip on there, but it's still. Everybody was bitching. The main people that were up against it were complaining that it was a 2 anger on level in knowledge, and it's still 2 anger knowledge. That's still like the main.
No, it was a 2 anger knowledge and a skip all
No,
at the same time.
absolutely, but the biggest defending part is still that it was 2 anger knowledge. Like,
No, the biggest defending part was that it skipped after gaining you 2 anger, so you could just get an uninterrupted level.
That's why dashing punch is so powerful.
no, absolutely. I'm still saying I think the part that people were still complaining about the most is that he still got so much anger and knowledge with the level 1 and 2. That's the main reason why I think that. Yeah, the skip got taken off. I understand that, but like they could have.
That's what people were complaining about. Was, oh man, you just like gain 2 anger and then skip them, and you can just fucking level, and there's nothing you can do about it. That was what people complained about.
That I don't know. It seemed like most people were just complaining, not even necessarily about that. Like, yeah, they complained about the skip part. They complained that he just gets so much knowledge and anger. He still gets like a bunch of knowledge or anger and knowledge.
Yeah, I think he's really strong in knowledge.
But I get to interact with it.
I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I don't even think
You
it's.
get a chance to lower that anger after he gains it, at least.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I just think. Yeah, I understand the skip was annoying. I guess Yeah, I'm still fixated on the fact that I still think that instant power on 2 is just dog shit. Like it's just useless most time. But this level 3, like I still think Awakening 3 is like arguably better than this one. Awakening 3 is just super consistent. It's super easy to get to Awakening 3 in a lot of decks now with Gohan. Now he's got onboard anger on 1 and 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the Awakening 3 is just so good to like bounce on and off of with like backlash even.
Aside from like my personal liking of this level, like outside of imposing, I think Awakening 3 is always the way to go. And then even in imposing, like that just depends. How worried are you about board?
I know people like it with like knowledge, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get an anger off it, and I'm gonna get a card that can give me anger. That's my thought with it, right? When I was building.
It's pretty good, but even it's a toss up. Like they both have like a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah.
Well, I don't actually. Awakening 3 doesn't really have any cons.
No, Awakening 3.
But guys, what about Premier Gohan level 3?
I don't even know what it does.
It's like a 6-stage attack that you can spend anger on, and if you do, it gets like X life cards based on how much anger you summon times 2.
That sounds cute.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. A physical attack that does stages that gets a little bit of extra life in it.
I liked Empowered Gohan in like the early sets of the game. That was fun. Throwing that level 3 for like.
I can't even find his level 3.
Like 8 life and all that, but
you throw 6 stages, man, and you get to keep an attack, 6-stage attack, and then
it's not terrible. I don't think it's nearly as good as Awakening 3.
I'm not going to even consider it in the same category.
Mic on.
I think it's funny that we still have access to
for a set 1
Gohan
card.
3.
It really wasn't that terrible for a set 1 level 3.
Can we like unerrata Gohan level 4 so that way?
Please no.
Yeah.
So that we can just end the game.
Speaking of level 4, we'll go to level 4. Of course, your style attack's still +2 again, and then they can't be stopped by events. So it's kind of like the Awakening 4.
Oh,
except
but
worse.
guess what? The floating effect of time can still be stopped by it.
Yep. So it still doesn't stop time. So
You didn't fucking.
I don't
fix
like
it.
this level.
What?
I do not like this level, but I don't
Here's
like
what
it.
I want to say about it. You know, it says game 4 stages rejuvenate 4. Why not just add draw 4 cards? You're going for the 4 anyway. Why not?
Mic off. Mic on.
yeah, and then, the draw card part, rejuve 4, still gonna be good. I mean, everyone's gravitating towards knowledge because they're like, oh, look at all the rejuve, look at all the anger, blah 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 blah. You slow down a lot on 3, and Energized Strike completely shuts your master off. So
Yeah.
still a good level 4. Is it on the par of like Goku 4, on Vegeta 4, or Vegito 4, all that other stuff? It's pretty dang good.
Nah.
It's just kind
It's
of
good.
It's like bland effect, draw, and it's like, do I see this Gohan stack being a good beats stack? No, he doesn't have any like. You have to get to Awakening 3, and Awakening 3 is probably better the majority of the time to be on than this level 4, because Awakening
Well,
3.
+2 is no joke.
Yeah, but the biggest thing with Awakening 3 is like having the board, like going from 3 to 4 into combat, stellar. But like if I had to choose, like I'd rather be on Awakening 3 for the board clear.
Now, when you look at Gohan and you see those first 2 levels, do you automatically assume physical beats? Because I see him, I think maybe hybrid or even a high energy beat, because his ability to rejuvenate your energies back in the deck and gain stages
Mic
and
off.
get cards back in your hand throughout the course of combat, I think is very
Mic on.
beneficial.
Well,
I think that's what
the only way he gains stages is on 2. Otherwise, you gotta wait till 4.
Yeah. I think hybrid would be fine. I always gravitate towards physical beats. You throw me an energy beats MP, I'm gonna build a physical beats deck for them.
The biggest issue with the biggest issue with hybrid is the fact that he doesn't give a life card mod until 4. So his energy, like every other, like we want to complain about MPs having
Oh,
mods.
3, but yeah.
Okay, sorry, he has the life card mod on 3, but you gotta hit 3.
Yeah.
And like consistently hitting level 3 is not something you should bank on necessarily, depending on the deck, obviously. But like,
I think
go ahead.
Mic off. Mic on.
Saiyan, what's that one? The new Awakening, Saiyan Awakening, where you start off on 2. Just play
Yeah,
the typical
maybe.
stuff.
It wouldn't be easy, but maybe.
Wait, what? You mean Sane Dynamic Mastery?
Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't care.
I wouldn't. If that mastery still had the skip, I'd consider it. But even then, it's like
Dynamic never had skip. Did it?
I'm
I
saying
think it means
level
level 2.
Talking about
Oh,
maybe I would do
Gohan.
it, but like right now, like that Gohan level 2 is not worth starting on. Like versus, in my opinion, it's not worth like being dynamic where you need 6 anger to level versus like playing oppressive.
Yeah.
Or ramp. I'd rather play rampaging or oppressive.
When I play dynamic, I don't think of just straight anger. I'm fucking unleashing and I'm doing other things. I'm not. That's.
Yeah, that's usually what people do.
I mean, dynamic. You're not using anger to get
know,
up
I'm
off
just-
that level.
but
You're
that's-
starting. You're trying to start off the game at a higher level, so that way when you do finally unleash, it's getting to that.
But that's
spot,
why
that 3, that 4.
But it's the fact that you clutch on like Unleashed and Backlash is why I don't like the Namekian and like the dynamic ones, because like you need, especially if your stack has anger built on it, it's just like, why not have anger as an option? It's a better option in my opinion than.
It just depends on what you're trying to do.
I don't know. I don't think he's got a MP stack that like screams Unleashed though.
I agree.
That's the biggest issue. Is like it streams like I want to anger because I'm going to have synergy between my effects and whatever style I pick, like the rejuve. So you want to build something that wants to rejuve because that's what he's trying to do.
Or you pick a style that like doesn't get to rejuve a lot, and he can add a lot of strength to it that way. I think he'd be pretty good in black because of that.
See, people are saying black, but like, what are you gonna do in black? Like, is this where the
rejuve a lot? Black doesn't get to rejuve, and you bring rejuve to black, you get to reuse some really strong cards.
Isn't that why Mischievous Boo?
But then
is
you have to.
powerful?
But then you got to run anger to be able to make sure that he gets up, though.
Yeah, you know what's really good at anger? Black.
Then you got to run all the wimpy AT physicals, though.
I mean, but Gohan has the AT to make it work.
Yeah, the AT's big.
I mean,
he's
as someone
He has a huge AT,
that's played
PUR,
Black
and he scales really well.
Yeah, but as someone who's played Black Boo, running in with Unleashed and Tree Might and other stuff, it's like even then, like they still really weren't that great. You're still not doing like much damage, even when you're hitting. Sure, you hit me for 6 stages with a fucking AT physical, cool dude. Like,
6 stages and 2 anger. That's no joke.
Yeah.
That would be perfectly satisfied with that outcome.
I don't know. Versus
Only Ryan played black.
I don't play black.
Well, I'm just saying, versus running like a better damaging card or better effect card. Like, it's definitely going to be. I guess we'll have to see how it works.
Worth
We can't keep
sacrificing a
going
little
to that.
bit of damage.
We can't keep going to that. Well, why do this when you can do this better? Well, why play this MP when another MP can do better? You know, it's.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, if you want to play that game, then like we
Yeah.
should just skip this whole go back in time, skip this whole podcast and or whatever the fuck we're doing, and just talk
what I'm
about
saying is,
Vegito.
I'm bringing him up, and I'm like, where are we putting him? Like, we're talking about where we're putting him
In the
as a
trash
strong
can.
suit.
And when I tell you where I would put him,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, but why? You could just not. It's
Well,
like, if you're gonna play that game, then just Vegito. Then just play Vegito.
I'm asking because I want your reasoning why. Like, that's why I'm asking.
And I gave you my reasoning, and you didn't like it.
All right,
Well,
Gohan.
I guess
reasoning.
I disagree with it because I'm like,
Well, that's his
what does it
opinion.
do?
Isn't that what we're doing? Are we showing off our opinions?
Yeah.
Cool. You can disagree with his opinion. It's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're trying to change his opinion? That's a different story.
I'm just putting. No, I'm not necessarily trying to change his opinion. I'm just like, well, here's the issues I see with that. Versus like I look at like Adept and like Resourceful, which we've talked about a little bit.
Oh yeah, Adept. I don't know why I forgot about that.
And I'm looking at those, and I'm like,
to Dan Dagron about that.
I'm looking at physicals that do way more damage, that have anger, like maybe not as many 2 anger cards, but they're better anger cards. And then you have Disaster Drill, and you have the targeted rejuve, so you can proc things like Intimidating Drill.
Yep.
Bro, use this in red with Red Leap if you like targeting rejuve.
I do like abusing Red Leap.
I was thinking about a red Ruthless deck, or I was kind of thinking Commanding initially, but I'm like, no, fuck Commanding.
Yeah, Commanding had so much potential, and now I'm just like, why?
Like, I've already made an Adept version though with the new stack, and I'm like, Awakening 3.
Is it good? I feel like it'd be good.
I haven't played it.
I bet it's good.
I've only been playing Oppressive, Knowledge, and Imposing Gohan so far, so.
I think Adept with the new 1 and 2 and Awakening 3 is gonna pounce some faces.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you can now get to Awakening 3 way easier. Because, like, that level 1 to give way more anger. Not to mention, I don't know. There's just better synergy, and then like being able to rejuve to keep you in longer. Like most of the time, like the best attacks to fill out, like Adept Gohan's like with Awakening stack. The benefit is like, okay, I have the auto ally kill, but then I can run Dev Blow and Shoulder Slam, and they do wonders, right? And then I'm like, what if I don't want to run the like Shoulder Slam? Then what if I only run on Dev Blow?
So, why would you not want to run Dev Blow?
Was it really
I said I don't want to run Shoulder Slam. I just want to run Dev Blow. So now I'm like. The benefit of like running that stat to get the proc easier, it's like the biggest reason was like you could just use your level 1 or like now Dev Blow and all that other stuff is cool. But like if I'm already gonna run a majority style attacks anyway, with how strong the orange physicals have gotten since like that deck came out, like why even bother with that stack when I could just run this new stack with better anger, and now that I don't really need the synergy of the freestyles making the mastery work anymore. And on top of it, like I can just instantly rejuvenate my drills when I level with the level 1 and 2 and the 3. Even the 4, like all of them can rejuvenate the drills. I think like Awakening Gohan, unless like ally meta is like big, like this stack is gonna replace up until like you said, up until like the level 3, like it's gonna completely replace the old Gohan stack. Like the level 2 still has some merit, like being able to go grab like uppercut and stuff, but like even then, like I'd rather just take like the 6-stage physical consistently. 7-stage rather with Adept. Resourceful Adept, like 6-stage physical. Or sorry, 7-stage physical. It's gonna be huge. And like Resourceful's gonna love the rejuve because like level 1 and 2, getting to put tempos back in your deck, getting to put like the setup, like stretch kicks back in your deck and stuff after you use them. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
That's why. That's like why I guess I was shit on the black version. So I'm like, why even bother with that? Like I could run like blue doesn't have the best anger game right now, but like at least you have better unleashed targets than black, and you can still run backlash. Like way better, I think. Not to mention,
Moving on.
yeah. Not to mention, I just think blue's got better anger than. I should not better anger, but it's got better attack. Sorry. All right, Nick. Go tanks. Since you made me fucking wait this entire time.
I didn't make you wait. You're the one going on about Gohan.
I wanted to do
like
go tanks, and then you're like, no, you got to do boo. Even though we were
I do an
talking about,
order.
even though we were talking about the enhanced mastery.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even going to read his levels because if you haven't read them at this point, I don't think.
Probably read everyone else's levels, but you ain't gonna read Go tanks.
No, fuck it. Don't care.
Well, I can't read, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, all your text. He's also another reason why Awakening Gohan might go away. Because all your texts are considered styled. On every one of his levels. And then you have the instant power on level 1. Use when an effect destroys cards or banishes cards from a player's life deck, raising your 2. So, this is going to go off. What's going to be really silly is like when your opponent uses Enhanced Mastery, or Ascension Mastery, or Mimicry, you instantly get 2 anger. Doesn't even have to be
You
your
can
own
just
money.
use it yourself. That's
Like-
3 anger.
Yeah, if you Ascension Mastery.
Yep.
So this thing's just going to keep you flying. This is like...
But that's it. That's literally all it does.
Like-
If you get higher levels, it does. None of his other levels kind of go with Ascension.
Well, yeah, it's level 1, of course, but what's nice is the level 1's it's a block that destroys a card off each player's life deck. It's a prevent any attack. So it's instantly going to be 2 anger, which is going to be really cool. You just have to worry about people playing like hit effect lower anger on you. So like the moment you would raise your anger, it's instantly gone. But it's going to be a really good level. It's purely there to get you off. Like you shouldn't ever be spending like more than a turn on this level if you built your deck with anger. And it's going to make it really difficult for your opponent to attack into this level unless they can lower your anger.
Okay. And then he has level 1 prevent all damage from attack, which it's not bad. I like to see more defensive plays on some people than all attacks. Like attack. All the people's MPs tend to be all attack. And then of course you destroy the top card of each player's life deck, which when you throw it in black, it's not so bad because you have black protection, you have black gut kick, you have black double team. You have so many black cards that TN uses that can now be used with Gotenks.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think throughout Gotenks tier stack, not to mention his name cards are all going to be destroying cards, so he's going to look really good in black and Saiyan. Enhanced, at least. I think Gotenks is going to be really good in ramp and Ascension.
Absolutely good in ramp. No question. Because just that styled clause we already know from Awakening Gohan, super good in rampaging.
Yeah.
And he gets the benefit of not petering out on level 4 by not having an attack. He not only has an attack, he has a double attack.
Yeah, like I think he's going to be similar to like Speed as Gotenks, but Goten, but he's going to be like he's going to have a better like level 3. He's got a better level 3 and 4 to close the game out than Goten.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of the opposite of like both Goten and Awakening Gohan. Is like he starts a little slower, but like once he hits 3 and 4, it's like good luck stopping him.
Do you think he's really? Because like his level 1 giving 2 anger.
Oh, I forgot his level 1 gives 2 anger. His level 2 is a little bit like you might get stuck there.
Yeah. So
Not that it's a bad level to be stuck on, to be fair, but
yeah. So the level 2, of course, the text is still styled. Then power raise your anger 1. You can raise your anger 1. You may search your. Sorry, I'm gonna. I don't even know if this is the right level. I thought that they.
I got it for you. I got
the wrong image here. They didn't update his
power. Raise your
image.
anger 1 level. Choose 2 attack cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your life deck.
Yeah.
You may discard a card from your hand to search your life deck for a named card and place it into your hand. If you do, you destroy the top of each player's life deck.
The photo I have here is from the blog post. So it's the old level that they didn't update. I was like trying to read it. My tongue's not working. So yeah, what's really cool is getting. He's going to be able to use his named cards and shuffle them back into his life deck with that level 2, and then just keep searching them out, which means that this engine's going to always be live here. Which I think is huge.
We probably should have talked about their named cards along with them, huh?
Well, we'll bring them up. Yeah, I guess we can bring them up. But now is a good time to actually bring them up since this is
We
relevant.
forgot Booze.
Well,
But it's okay.
Boo got a name drill. It's an Omni block. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
Yep,
there you go.
Summarized.
We'll bring up his 2 name cards right now, actually, since it is relevant to his powers.
Well, finish up the MP and then we go straight to the named. Right? Oh, yeah, I guess you do it now because he does talk about his name cards.
Yeah, we want to show what he specifically grabs here.
Kind of relevant to discussing the strength of his 2.
Your mom's relevant.
Let's see. So we got the first one, Galactic Donut. Of course, this one raises your anger. So again, raise your anger off the power in the level 2. Go grab another attack that raises your anger. And then this one says hit attached to your opponent's MP. While attached to the beginning of your turn, you can rejuvenate to banish top 2 of your opponent's life deck. So this thing fucks up Dragon Ball 7. It's just got like a black capture kind of effect. So it's another reason why like black looks really interesting. Is like Android programming dot deck, like Android programming with this attached. And with like captures and like impatience going, like he kind of joins the ranks of like Tau and Krillin, where like they could pull off some really nutty like attached stuff.
Yeah. The one thing about that is like you might be feeding your enemy Unleashed, but I like that card a lot. I think it's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an odd one to add to a stack, but ultimately it does go with the theme of like deck destruction passively. So, or not passively, it goes with the theme of like just like deck destruction with him because he's gonna start to mill your opponent on his 1. It goes through his stack here. And of course, if Galactic Donut's destroyed or banished from your life deck, you can gain 3 stages and instantly rejuvenate it. So what's cool is like this goes off of your opponent too, so you're gonna always be able to just like recycle it, get stages, which is cool. And Gotenks is pretty energy heavy, so. And then we have Kamikaze Ghost Attack. If it's destroyed or banished from your life deck by one of your effects, you can banish to draw a card, so a little weaker in that aspect, but in terms of when it happens, but its power to just draw your card is really good. Especially like Ramp Gotenks. I keep saying Goten. Ramp Gotenks is looking really nuts. Energy attack costs 2 stages, raise your anger 1, and then search your life deck or discard power for an ally with Ghost in the title and play it, damage 5 life cards. So both these cards get pretty much what the level 2 means is you're going to get to filter your hands and get 2 anger between his power and the attack.
Why is this attack not banished after use?
Because you're supposed to be able to repeatedly loop it with his level 2.
Yeah. That's the idea. Like for like the Kamikaze attack, that's pretty much like aside from rampaging where it's going to be an anger and then an anger on hit, like that's like I think the idea is like you sit on 2 and you just loop the ghosts.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a pretty good training deck, like blue training with like waiting drill mill stuff. Like I think there's going to be a good deck in there.
Isn't there a drill? Is there a drill that activates when an ally leaves play? That not the draw one. There's a different one. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think it's there's one when an ally enters play, they mill.
Oh, a rival drill, blue rival drill.
Yeah, a rival drill. That's the one.
Yeah, so like
you can like kamikaze attack to a rival drill with a ghost, and then you hit with the ghost, and then you mill them. And if you have trainings active, then they're gonna like mill them, and then the ghost leaves play, and they mill some more.
And then you go and rejuvenate.
And then you go Tank's power, and you get another. You shuffle the kamikaze attack back in, and then retutor it.
Yeah. And not to mention, we'll just go over the ghosts. I'll just bring the ghosts up. There's the 3 ghost allies. They're all the same effect. They're just different looks.
It's Cybermen, but they work.
Yeah, a different name. That's a key factor there.
Yep.
Workable Cybermen here. Yeah.
Hashtag free the Cybermen.
But ultimately, if in rampaging, because they're considered styled attacks with his power, like any insert adept, rampaging, like again, rampaging is the biggest thing. Like you level 2 to gain anger, you grab the attack.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Anger,
That's really good.
then you go grab the ghost, and his attack hits. It's another anger. There's 3 anger off that.
I
level
take
1.
back everything I said about maybe getting stuck on 2.
Yeah, I mean he gets stage locked. That's the biggest thing is stage locking him, and he's
That's true.
shit.
But
So
if you, I don't know, you can run I forget what it's called. There's that Saiyan physical that tutors a Saiyan ally.
I said that already.
yeah,
Two
it
of them,
was the overhead kick.
and then reinforcements.
Reinforcements.
Oh, I forgot about reinforcements.
Yeah, both those cards are gonna be pretty gnarly with him.
They
Unfortunately,
do
like
stage damage only though.
that's okay. You're not trying if you're going like MPPV. Not to mention if you're running enhanced go tanks, you're gonna be milling every attack, and then the ghosts come in, you're milling more. Like, but rampaging, it's like you're gonna fly up to 3 really fast for sure. Like go tanks could very easily 1 to 3, even 1 to 4 in rampaging if he gets the right hand. Not that there aren't other MPs that can't do this already, but go tanks is a little bit easier, I think, to do it with. And it's pretty straightforward what he's going to be doing, which is kind of like a strength and a weakness. Like you'll be able to predict him really well. So those are his 2 attacks. He can tutor both those. Both are really good. Level 3, of course, all your attacks are still styled. And we were talking about this. Ryan especially mentioned this earlier that like all of your attacks now gain hit, destroy top card out of your opponent's life deck. So even like blue training, a blue like deck that's leveling and then gets to this level with challenging strike, all of a sudden all of your attacks are milling too. That's pretty silly. And of course your level 3 is an energy attack. If it's stopped, you go grab a name card. So if they stop it, it's potentially a way to get more anger by grabbing a ghost, kamikaze ghost attack. And and with the level 2 shuffling attack cards back in your deck every turn, you're probably going to have them in your deck. And then hit, destroy top card of each player's life deck, banish top 5 of your opponent's pile. So more pile kill. So again, enhanced, like you hit this point, you're just going to be banishing their entire pile if they had anything left.
Yep. Just like, let me just banish your entire deck and also banish your discard pile. It's gross. And I hate it.
Nick?
What?
Bueller, what do you think? Level 3.
Oh, computer like shut itself off, so I can't see it. What does it do again? Read it to me. Read me a story.
Your attacks are styled, can gain hit, destroy top card of your opponent's life deck, energy for 2, stopped, search your left deck for a named card.
Very good.
Then hit, destroy.
Don't even go any further. We'll stop right there. That's all I need to hear. You get an attack that searches for a name card, you're destroying cards, attacks are styled. I mean, these really need a hit effect. Why not?
It's pretty much like 18 level 2, but better. So I feel about it.
Well, it's a little more limited, but like his named attacks are pretty damn good, so.
Yeah.
It's like 18 can grab, is it any Android attack?
No, it's still a named card, I think.
I'm pretty sure 18 can grab any Android attack.
Android.
Granted, you're probably going to want to go for her name cards because they're so good, but where are you at? 18 aggressive. Yeah, search your deck for a card with Android in the title.
Damn, I thought it was. I guess people usually grab Toss or Disc.
Yeah, like that's you usually are going to want to go for her name cards anyway because they're so good, but.
Mic on.
Yeah, good level.
Yeah, I could see this one you slowing down because if you get especially if you get stage locked here, like this is the level where your stages start to really matter. But if you start to like land this level 3, you really clean pile out pretty well.
Or you can just blast right past it to level 4 and keep just cleaning out that discard pile.
Well, I mean, there's no built-in anger other than like if you get this attack stopped, and you get to go grab the.
Well, and if you're in rampaging is mostly what I'm thinking. But
yeah.
In enhanced, you're basically relying on auto levelers and Saiyan pose.
Yeah, Saiyan pose is Saiyan pose is just gonna be nutty with Go Tanks when we.
Yeah.
We've been going on for quite a while. I don't think we're gonna go through the styled cards of the set. We're just hit the MPs and masteries.
Yeah.
But same pose is just to bring up like ultimately what if your fusion trait it does a fact where you gain stages like every time like you're gonna rejuvenate in combat, but then it's got a fusion trait effect where you raise your anger 1 every time a player destroys from their deck. Which Gotenks is just going to be, especially with Enhanced Mastery 2, Vegito 2, they're just going to be flying in levels. But you can amp PBV if you play it. So level 4, all attacks, so it's the same constant, it's still styled, gain, destroy top of your life deck, opponent's life deck. But here's where it gets really silly. After you, well, we'll hit the instant first is that use one of your effects destroys or banishes cards from a player's life deck, banish top 5 of your opponent's discard piles. Again, more pile kill, this time it's like guaranteed to you. But what's really silly is that this level 4 is a double use synergy attack that costs 1, does 5 life, and then each time if it hits you can destroy top of your deck to gain 3 stages. So you might get
5 stages.
did they change it again? Do I have an old image?
Are you not in the Dropbox PDF?
I took this one from. I think I got this image from the blog.
That's where you go wrong,
wow.
bud.
Yup. Never mind. This card. It did get changed. Sorry. Your attack's considered style to gain hit, so the constant's the same, but now it's a single-use energy. Choose 3 cards in your opponent's discard pile and banish them. You may use this attack a second. Never mind. Still second. 2-time use. So it's honestly better now.
Yeah, it got way better.
Wow. It is way better. You may destroy top card of your life deck to gain 5 stages on hit. Wow. So at least you can kind of stage lock him on 3. This level 4, it's going to be harder to stage lock him. On top of the fact that if he's rampaging, he's got a potentially he's got a 2 anger level 4.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes indeed. Plus dev blow twice every combat.
Oh man, that is so good. Yeah,
It's
Gotenks.
pretty damn good.
Gotenks Enhanced and Gotenks Rampaging are going to. I'd even argue Oppressive maybe, but I would just run him in Enhanced and Ramp. He's gonna wreck house.
Yeah, agreed.
He's gonna be good in black too, I think.
I think he'll be good in a few places, but I think like Rampaging and Enhanced are going to be like the highlights.
Yeah, he's looking silly.
Should we move on to Yajirobe and just pour one out for our old friend?
Man.
Rip.
I almost don't even want to go over his stack. I'm so sad.
I mean, we can just like go to his level 1 and be like, well, he was a pretty hit or miss 1-turn kill MP, and now he's garbage.
I don't even think. I think only the Adept version could even OTK.
Yeah, like it only worked in orange for sure, but like now he does nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, all of the styled sword cards are about as vanilla as you get.
So Yajirobe,
and without the drills, like he can't really do anything interesting.
Here's the one thing I like about Yajirobe. I know, but like, oh, you like him? I like that he's able to use other styles in other styles. That's the aspect of DBZ I wish we could explore more on, is someone being able to take cards from other styles and use them into a different style.
See, I don't like that at all, but also like it doesn't, when it's just sword, like all of the sword cards like the same. It's like do some stage damage, raise your anger 1.
Yeah, that's the problem. And the problem is none of them do a lot of damage unless you have 8T.
Yeah.
Don't the blue and the sand block both do the same thing with getting like a sword card in your hand?
They're very, very similar.
Remember,
like one is like discard a card with sword to do to get like a sword card.
Yeah.
And one is discard a card without sword to get a sword attack.
I'm pretty
Actually,
sure,
I think the blue one is banish a card.
Blue Sword Rage is you can banish a card from your hand, search for a sword card, and put it in your hand. So Blue Sword Rage can like loop sword blocks, which is cool. But saying sword dodge, you discard a card from your hand to grab a sword attack and put it in your hand. And so what was cool was like Blue Trunks back in the day was like you would loop Sword Rage, or even on some of my really defensive blue decks, I would just run Sword Rage. Even cooler, just to like keep looping Sword Rage so that way physical decks didn't kill me. And then I would like use Rejuvenation to put Sword Rage back in my deck. So I can
Doesn't Sword Rage banish?
It's banish after use, but I would use Rejuvenation to put them back in my deck.
With
Cooler's Regeneration,
Revival or whatever.
Yeah, Cooler's Regeneration or whatever. Or Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yeah. Or like like Trunks putting him back in with like level 2 and stuff.
Oh, with the Awakening 2?
Yeah. What was cool about Yajirobe is like being able to like use sword dodge and sword rage. People were talking about sword skill being really good with him. I honestly like meh.
Why would that be good with him?
Because skips
Anger.
are fucking dumb.
Because sword rage, skip, and in Ascension, like you would just pretty much do what like Trunks
Well,
did.
when you could just like when you could run the drills, you're just like, all right, I have a 19 card hand. Skip. Okay, you're dead.
Well, the moment you do crit, it's gone.
The
so
moment you
can't
crit,
skip
it's
it.
gone. That's
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
Yajirobe's not gonna crit.
Well,
Not
depends.
when
That's
have
like
all
you
those
get a
attacks.
19 card hand, you need all 19 of those cards to kill them.
Hey, when you start hitting them with
Well, that's the
6
thing.
stage, 7 stage attacks, eventually something's got to
But
hit.
Yajirobe's not hitting them with 6 stage, 7 stage attacks.
Remember we were talking
Is he
about.
not getting modded?
Well, that's the thing. So remember, Ryan was talking about he hates
well.
mods. This is a stack that desperately needed mods, or like the Videl treatment where like your AT is like a static 3 or something like that. That's what this stack really needed. Like if it had it now, I could kind of work now, but it's really slow. Like not having anger gain on 2.
He's fucking shit. He's cabbage.
Very conditional anger gain on 3. No raw advantage on 3. The 4 is really good. The 1 is the 1's like a 5 out of 10. It's pretty mediocre. And the 2 is like got some potential.
The original version of Yajirobe was a good reason why he needed a name card. Now this dude needs a name card.
Yeah. He needed something really bad. He needs name cards really bad that he didn't get.
Getting his shit.
Yeah.
His level
Poor one out. I didn't really like him that much, but he's useless now, and I feel bad about that.
Yeah.
I hated Yajirobe in the series. I hate him now. I liked him for a second. I liked him for a second. And that first level was revealed. I didn't even care about any other level. I saw level 1, like, done. I love it. I love the level. Love his effect. Didn't care if all he had was a parenthetical. If that was literally his only effect on level 1 with parenthetical, I would have been fine. All I cared about.
Meh. Even with that, and that's the thing, like, again, like the only way he was gonna kill somebody was like if you were playing orange and you played the AT4 cards, like they made your AT4, and then
the big thing was with the red sword slicing drill and blue sword slicing drill.
Yeah, but you had to like bite kick those into play.
Yeah, and you could like that was basically his bread and butter was just like adding a million cards to his hand and just having a never-ending combat. Yeah. But now that he cannot do that, he's basically useless.
Yeah, there's no advantage. There's no advantage to playing all these sword cards.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just you're basically weaker to Bora.
Anger,
you're way. He was already weaker to Bora. He's turbo weak to Bora now.
That's true. He was already weak to Bora, and now he's like pointless to Bora.
Yeah.
Let's hope the guy at Tapion and Janemba will jam in because he does use a sword, but not very long.
Like, it's a bummer. Yeah, if he at least got some name cards, he could have been playable, I think. But no, he's not.
What makes a character a Majin character?
He's not playable anymore.
Would Janemba be a Majin character?
No.
I have no idea. I think they'd give him alien.
He's not. He's a demon.
I know, but I think that's what they would do.
I would argue, like, no, he's Majin. You can
argue all you want. We have arguments about traits constantly.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, hey, I got Garlic Jr. changed.
You're only Majin if you're like under Bibidi's control or Bobidi's control, or you're Majin Buu.
Majin is demon.
Majin does like literally mean demon.
Yeah, Majin is demon. Demon possession or something along those lines. But Janemba is possessed by evil spirits.
I would definitely agree that he should be Majin, but I don't know if that's what they'll do with him.
You know what? If they make a Majin, I can't even see it being an issue.
No, I don't see why not. Once again, he doesn't even use swords. He has a sword for like 10 minutes of the entire movie.
So that means he's a sword MP. Sword MP confirmed.
Don't you want a good MP for Mimicry, though? If only aliens are playable?
He's not an alien. He's a Majin.
Nope, they're going to make him an alien so Mimicry's playable. Bam.
He's not. Well, first off, he's a demon. You're looking at.
We'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Anyway, I think the one good level of Yajirobe is his 4. Like, his 2 is okay, but his 4 is, like, was really cool.
I don't even know what he does.
I was like, I made the argument for Garlic Jr.
Banish zone.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's like a cute thing.
but you got to get there, and it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, bummer.
So
moving on to
Vegito?
the piece of resistance.
Yeah, I doubt anybody would even watch this point, but Vegito, oh man, we've talked.
He broke.
It's been It's been like over 2 hours. It's been 2.5 hours since we started this. Holy shit! But he.
It's been almost 3.
I only started recording 2.5 hours ago, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
Broke. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's better now that they gave him stage costs, but he still only costs 1 on his level 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think they needed to hit that the duration on that level 1 floating effect. That needed. I just can't believe they didn't make that shorter.
That should have been through the combat, and that's it.
At most, like that's insane. And then the level 2, I just think should have costed 2 stages. And I'm mad that they changed his instant on level 2, but whatever.
What was it originally?
It lets you pick the 2 cards to.
It lets you choose 2 styled cards and rejuvenate them, and now you just rejuvenate 2.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad.
But well, the whole thing was I wanted to use him in commanding because then you discard a card, and then you choose like from the bottom 3 cards of your discard pile which card is the attack that I want to play, because he rejuvenates before the attack is performed. But now you just can't do that, so I'm just not even going to build that deck.
Commanding is just not looking too useful right now outside of Supreme Kai.
Even in its nerfed form, I would have played that, but like I can't do that, so there's no point.
Yeah. The level 1 is still solid. You still get the Vegito's theme. Of course, you use when you effect would make you discard a card. You draw a card, and then you raise your anger 1. So you replace the card essentially. Then you get anger off an energy on your level 1, and your level 2. Your level 1, of course, being a 2-lifer, raise your anger 1. Until the start of your next turn, your drills aren't discarded when you advance or lower an MP level, which is stupid. They last that long. At least now you can kind of stage lock him out of that free energy, but he's going to generally leave this level 1 very fast. 2 anger on a level 1, like we've mentioned with Gohan and Boo. Maybe not so much Boo, but with Gohan for sure, it's going to help him get off here. He also starts to get a modifier on his level 2, a straight energy modifier. And then, like Ryan said, he used to be able to pick 2 cards, but now it's when you discard a card from your hand, you can rejuvenate 2 instead. He doesn't get the drawback, which is nice. So he can slow down a little bit he can definitely slow down on 2. And now his energy costs 1 stage. It used to cost none. And it's a 5-lifer with the modifier. You search your light deck for a style drill and place to play. So again, orange looks really good. Immediately having checkup drill whenever you want and start to build up the board with block drills on level 2 is pretty silly. What do you guys think? Agree?
I like how this Vegito is literally the first hero Goku and the first hero Vegeta in one, which makes you wonder: will like the next Vegito and Super, or will Gogeta be the mixture of Draku and Awakening Vegeta?
I would argue that this is already has a lot of Draku in it.
Draku, as in like the drawing cards after. I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, where's the free Vegeta in this aspect? I think that.
Yeah, he's got Evo Vegeta almost in here.
Yeah, it's like Evo Vegeta, Drillku, and like a smidge of Draku.
I mean, he has a modifier on his energy attacks. I mean,
yes.
So I guess.
Yeah, he's got a modifier and he draws cards. He doesn't draw as many cards as Draku, or as like specifically, since Draku's all about like reusing old cards. But
yeah, so where's Draku?
That's what it's like more Drillku and Evo Vegeta, but it's like a smidge. It's like a little bit of Draku in there.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about his name card while we're at it, then, shall we?
Gross.
Yeah, so we'll hop on his name card real quick, and we'll finish out the level 3 and 4 here. So his name card, of course, being... oh, shit, I feel like this image that I have... Okay, we're just going to use the image from the PDF here. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Vegito's Effortless Defense. You may discard a card from your hand when you use it, so it's a stop physical or energy attack event. And then if you did discard a card from your hand, you raise your anger 1, it gets to stay in play to be used the second time this combat. If you discard a drill, you can put it in play.
At least it's spherical now, right?
Yeah. So this is
Yeah, and the anger is locked behind a discard.
yeah. It's nice that you don't get the anger on the second use,
Well, you can if you choose to discard a second card.
but he's probably not going to do it unless he's got 2 drills
Yeah.
in hand.
I have this card and 2 sacrifices in my hand.
Yeah, but how likely is that?
Yeah, but you're already going to be playing commanding, so you're bad.
I'm already getting my ass whooped probably if I have that in hand.
You can run sacrifice and amplified.
Yeah.
With Vegito, why would you run an amp though? You don't have any discard outlet outside of an MP.
Red has cards that discard cards.
Red face break
Vegito
is
has a card that
terrible.
discards cards.
Eh,
There are ways to proc it.
I'd rather just.
What-
If I was gonna run,
Wait, Vegito can discard a card?
why would you do amp Vegito over like Ascension though?
I don't know. Amp is just my favorite mastery.
I mean, amp Vegito could be decent. Like you line up a
I
big
think
energy.
I
you could
think
tutor out
Vegito would
Despair
do
Drill and all
very
that
well
stuff.
in Enraged. I'm gonna point that out right now.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct, sir.
Yeah. Don't ever bring that up again.
Bring back Enraged.
Mm.
No, Enrage is never coming back.
Bring it back.
Part of me wants it to come back. Honestly, I almost want it to come back. See what.
I want it to come back because I love it, but it's broken and it shouldn't.
I just don't want Red Ball to.
I remember when Red was around and it was just the shit mastery. And I played the shit out of it.
That's because it had no endurance and it had the crappiest like card pool other than shoulder grab.
Set 3 came around and gave us Red Relaxation and Garlic Jr. We were just like, okay, this is good. Still got your face stomped in, but it's okay. It's good. And then Set 6 came around and gave us Cooler at 13, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, the fucking Mastery is just OP because of those 2 MPs.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Empowered. People were like, "Oh, Saiyan is garbage. Saiyan's terrible. Empowered is shit."
Terrible.
And then Cell came out, and they were like, "Oh shit, this is actually dope."
Well, Saiyan's cards weren't the greatest until like set like 4 or 5 is when we started getting some good Saiyan cards. I'd say 5 is really when Saiyan cards started to get decent.
Yeah, when Cell came out.
Good. When did Devious ever get bad? Never.
Yeah. Well, anyway, to get back on track though, the effortless defense is still good. I'm glad that they made it this card to get the anger. It's still a good card. It's still a double block.
And banish after use. I don't know if it was visually banish after use, but
I think it was.
It's still banish after use.
Okay.
Or it's banish after use now, but it's a good card nonetheless. I think Vegito still run it. I'm glad it's variable.
Did it have endurance last time?
No.
No, it didn't have that. That was what Shane was like. Oh, I'll just give it endurance.
I don't think it was banish. I think it wasn't banish after use, and it used to immediately get an anger off it instantly. So. Cool.
All right, finish it up. Last level.
Yeah, 3 and 4. Of course, 3. My gripe with Vegito is that he still gets anger on 3 directly. He's got the energy modifier still. Your drills aren't discarded when advancing or lowering from this level, so if you go 1 to 3 with him, which is not unheard of, especially in like energetic or ramp, you don't lose your drills. Energy attacks the +1 life, and then you maintain the power from level 1, wherein you would discard a card, you draw a card, and raise your anger 1. And then energy attack, search your life deck for a drill and place to place, so you get the level 2 effect. Except this time it does an extra life card, costs an extra stage, and then hit, you can rejuvenate 3 styled cards from your pile. So, still really good. It brings a combination of the level 2 and the level 1 together it buffs the level 2 up, and it takes the good power to the parenthetical from level 1 and brings it in. All around still a super solid level. Free drill grab, extra rejuve, extra card in hand after you've pitched 1, extra modifier, and you get to protect your drills. Like, without a doubt, great level. And it still gives anger. And then, of course, the level 4, you can maintain the modifier. It's an instant. You maintain the instant, except this time instead of getting anger off of a discard, you draw a card and get to rejuvenate 2 cards. And then energy
I'm probably going to build a red Vegito. I'm not going to lie. Only because I like red so much. And I think he'd be working well with red restriction. But unfortunately, it works only when it doesn't do it during. It doesn't work outside of combat. So that's kind of wish it did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His effects are all during combat. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, his energy attack's free on level 4, but it's essentially drill coup 4 in an energy attack, but you get 1 drill. So, I think drill coup isn't irrelevated by this level 4. I think drill coup is still going to be doing his own thing, which is nice. I think.
But nobody plays Drillku.
I played Drillku.
I've never seen you play Drillku.
Well,
I
you're
played,
bad.
Oppressive.
I am bad. I will not
No.
deny
Talking to
that.
him. Talking to him.
Okay, buddy.
He's bad.
I played
He plays
Oppressive.
Drillku 4 is pretty dope.
I played I used to play Adaptive for the longest time. I was playing Oppressive Drillku. That's what I played in the OLT tournament. I lost to Miguel in top 4.
So in my energetic Vegeta that I built, I play 3 Orange Luxury because it's just so good.
Yeah, Orange Luxury with Vegeta. You draw 2, you discard a card, you get to instantly
Yeah, well,
replace
that's pretty
it.
good. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's pretty gravy.
Orange Luxury is in a lot of my orange decks now, just because I don't want other bad cards, and I'd rather just draw good cards.
You know what's so silly is between Orange Luxury and his effortless defense, you're just gonna be discarding drills, and they're gonna just be going right into you're gonna be drawing through your deck super quick, kicking the drills out with those effect cards, and then you're gonna be searching them out with his levels. So you're just gonna and because you've used the level 1, you're just gonna build up like a shitload of drills on your board, not lose them. And if like you chain it right, like remember how we were talking earlier about energetic mastery, like Captivity Drill Exandra, if those get out, you like land a single attack and you like skip a level. All on top of like his levels giving anger, like you could just like build up like 5 drills, be on level 3, and like be primed to like MPPV right there, like leading off on 3 into 4.
Yeah.
That's so silly. That's so dumb. Wow, that is so dumb. Oh man.
But that choose 2 to rejuve on level 2, that's what was too strong. I'm a little salty.
I know you are. Oh man.
They killed the red mastery, and then they killed my one plan that still would have worked with it.
Mic off.
Yeah, red
Mic
mastery.
on.
Press F.
Yeah, F to pay respects.
Mic off.
Never.
Okay, you don't have to.
Mic on.
And I think that's every
They
card
butchered my boy.
except Head Smash. Or sorry, I'll just bring up the drill real quick. Like the boot drill, remember it's not the boot drill's not discarded when you advance level, and then it's essentially an orange block drill. You can only use it if your opponent hasn't performed a successful attack. It's a stop power, stop a physical energy, but then you can discard a card from your hand to perform a copy of the attack in your next action. So it works with his new level 1 through 1, 3, and 4. So it's pretty good. Another reason to maybe play that new level 2 over the old one is if you want to get this drill out. But Head Smash, final card. I mean, we also just talk about this card since we're talking about the Fusion MPs. Fusion MPs got a lot of support, but lower your opponent's anger 1. Next time your opponent would gain anger, this combat, change them out to 0. Damage 4 life for 4 stages, and then if your fusion trait hit, shuffle it into your life deck. What do you guys think about that card?
I hate it because it shits
Mic
on
off.
pretty much every deck I build, but it's really good.
I'm indifferent, I guess. It's a card. It does what it needs to do. And yeah. I mean, here's one thing. Why would the whole 4 or 4 you choose type of thing kind of bothers me sometimes. Like this, just don't do that.
I kind of like that versatility, but I don't know. It just this card shits on my decks. I feel like this is a personal attack against me.
It was. I heard the devs talk about it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, it's apparently a meme to them that I hate everything. I hate like 2 whole things from this set,
Mic
so
on.
I hate everything.
Yeah.
So they were definitely like they got together and they're like, "Yo, you know what? Let's make a card that this kid specifically would hate."
Makes
And
sense.
that's what they did, and now we have Head Smash, and it's a really good card.
Yeah, I see that card becoming staple. It's gonna replace. It's like Wallbreaker is already on people's radar, but this card's gonna replace Wallbreaker in that sense.
Oh, Wallbreaker's been dead for ages. You can't run Wallbreaker anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just so shitty to run in the matches where it doesn't matter, but
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, this is good against like for every like 1 deck that Wallbreaker is good against, there are 3 more decks that it's a liability.
yeah.
You're just like, great, you can't gain anger, and they're like, cool, I'm going to jump 3 levels with Unleash now, thank you.
sucker.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, though, how do you guys rate the MPs? I mean, Vegito, do you still think he's the best?
Yeah, for sure.
Clearly evident.
And then I think Gotenks and Boo are kind of Gotenks is probably better, but like I don't know if you can get to that 4 on Boo, that's pretty nutty.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I guess Boo is a
And
bit
then-
niche, but his level 3 and 4 are pretty powerful. But
Yeah, and then Yajirobe is trash.
Yajirobe is in the dumpster.
Yeah.
He's in the dumpster. He's in the dumpster that doesn't have the bags in it. Throw him in there
Oh, and Gohan's in there too. I guess he seems pretty good.
with the maggots.
I think Gohan is the most balanced of the stacks. Well, no, I'd put Boo and Gohan at about even
I think
tier.
Boo and Gohan are both well balanced.
I think they're even tier. I think Vegito Gotenks are like by far the strongest 2 MPs in the set. Without a doubt. Both have, I think, everything I've seen in this set gets countered by physical beats. Other than, well, I think Boo, Gohan are kind of indifferent, but Vegito and Gotenks get beat by physical beats. So keep packing your Deborahs with a million lower anger 2s. And play head smash.
Oh. All right.
I don't know.
So that's that.
Overall, do you guys like the set? Do you think it's better than last set?
Yes, I think it's better than last set. I didn't like last set very much at all.
Yeah, I didn't quite like it either. I don't like BoJack.
I don't
The reason
like
I don't like
BoJack.
BoJack is because he just seems like a watered down version of 13.
He kind of is. Like he's not quite the same, but he's like I don't know. He just seems very lackluster. New Broly was really fun though. I do like New Broly.
He's going to be.
I wish
New Broly's
I
gonna be
like the
fun
new
enhanced.
TN name card. I like the new TN level 1. I want more TN.
Tien's got a lot of support these days.
No, he needs more.
Mm.
If you look at these black cards and say destroy, if this card is destroyed off the top of your life deck, whatever, they're all a bit lackluster when you have to use them with TN because they don't really do a whole lot for them. You know, if they were, rejuvenated themselves and actually had like an attack on them, they would be something.
So like maybe Black Annihilation.
Something like that, yeah. More Black Annihilation type of things or double teams. I guess no more double teams because that'd be too OP, but more like Annihilations. Rejuvenate itself and maybe the score. It just the advantage wasn't sheer hand advantage, but it stopped you from killing yourself so quickly.
Yeah, I can see that. But then that's kind of Tien's whole deal.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I love the most about TN is that that go big or go home lifestyle that he has. Like you can go ham on someone, and if they draw dead on you, well, that sucks. He punishes a bad hand.
He sure does.
Mic off. Mic on.
I think all around this
So-
is a really good set. I liked every card. I honestly liked like every card that came out this set, including the stuff that we didn't go over. We just spent a lot of time on the MPs and the Masteries. It's not worth the time to go over this. I'm pretty burnt about talking this stuff.
Yeah, we could maybe do another one some other time. Go through styled cards, but I think we've done enough.
Absolutely.
I will say, like, I really like most of the red cards. It's a shame about the mastery, but like those cards, fucking beautiful.
Yeah. This is a good set. I think there are just a lot of good out of the set that came. All the MPs and I think all the MPs were definitely a good breath of fresh air for the most part, even if I don't agree with their power level entirely. And
I wish Vegito had been toned down some more.
yeah. I'm gonna go try to play some Gotenks and Octagon. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
So
All right, I will be signing off then. It was fun.
yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
for
this
5
was
hours.
interesting talk. R.I.P. Josh.
All right.
Yeah, Josh said this has gone long enough.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
So thanks for listening. Anybody that bothered to listen this far.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It was
There's
a lot.
no way.
It was a lot. I don't know. Prove me wrong on my thoughts and everybody. I want to see what everybody comes up with the next few months.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. It was fun.
Catch you-
Later.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Bye.
Later.